10 of the most haunted homes in the world 2021 update. Before we start, would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Tenscape. Whether anyone believes it or not is on them, but someone who has experienced the supernatural or knows someone who did can't deny the presence. There have been instances unimaginable and something which can't be explained all over the world. Almost every single soul on this planet has dealt with a super spooky, creepy natural things in their own ways, be it a child making an imaginary friend who is not a fraction of his childish imaginary at all, rattling off things at houses without any winds, getting hurt with no explanation, unexplained things happening in the house, lights flickering without any electrical problems, spooky sounds, etc. Let's look at some of the most haunted homes in the world where the otherworldly spirits are said to still live in. Number 1. The ghost town of Bangar, Rajasthan, India. Bangar Fort in Rajasthan, India is one of the most haunted places in the country with a very chilling story behind it. There were many stories that the locals said to each other, but the one which was most popular is the story of the Emperor Madho Singh. He built this city after gaining approval from a guru who used to meditate in the forest. The guru approved on the simple condition that while retreating, the shadow of the place should not fall upon him. And if that may happen, this city would crumble and would be cursed. However, once the construction was complete, unfortunately the palace shadow filled up the retreating figure of the saint. No scientific formulas could explain the supernatural happenings in the fort, and there is absolutely no lack of stories by the locals or even tourists that come to visit this place. Number 2. Villisca Axe Murder House, Villisca, Iowa. In a small town of Iowa, Villisca, the population of which was around 1,252, exists a white wood-framed house now known as Axe Murder House. The tourists who come are offered a night of terror at this house for their entertainment. In 1912, this house was the site of a very horrifying crime that resulted in the death of a whole family, including 4 children and their 2 friends, with just an axe. Even with many suspects, no one was ever arrested. Even a century later, the spirits are said to not move on from the house and are still yearning for their justice. Number 3. Bell Witch Cave, Adams, Tennessee. In the early 1800s, a man named Bell bought attractive farms along the Red River in Tennessee. The family lived in the farm until they started to see strange things which looked eerily like animals around their house, among them a notable creature who looked like a dog with a rabbit's head. The family from there on experienced more physical attacks. Number 4. The White House, Washington, D.C. Home to the President of the U.S. has been rumored to house several ghosts within the walls. There have been many instances with different presidents experiencing the supernatural in the house. President Ronald Reagan's dog barked at invisible spirits and his daughter woke up to a transparent figure looking out at the window. Many others have reported seeing the ghosts of President Lincoln just chilling around the White House. Number 5. The Saily House, Atchison, Kansas. This house in Kansas has been said to be home to a demon, a dark demon who takes the form of a girl based upon family's experiences. The family reported strange occurrences in the house such as apparitions, possession, light flickering, etc. Said to have been a work of the ghost named Sally, who is actually a demon, someone there using satanic rituals in the basement. Number 6. Franklin Castle, Cleveland, Ohio. Known as the most haunted house in Ohio, was built in the 1800s by a cruel and abusive man. The series of mysterious deaths in this family crystallized the rumor of him being cruel. Even his daughter died because of complications with diabetes, and then his mother and 3 more children, with his wife following soon. It was even rumored that it killed other members of his family too. Number 7. Biltmore, Asheville, North Carolina. The vacation home built in the 1800s gained quite a reputation for itself as one of the most haunted places in the state and even the country. Nothing special has happened in this state still. The initial owners of this house are said to remain active even from the graves. After one of the owners died in 1914 and the place was open to the public, the paranormal activity started. Visitors said off hearing a woman's voice and seeing a ghost. Number 8. The Whaley House Museum, San Diego, California. In the year 1852, a man named James Yankee Jim Robinson was punished for the crime of grand larceny. He was hung by his neck, which ultimately resulted in his death. A few years later, the Whaley couple decided to build a house on the exact same spot where the man called Robinson died. After a while, Yankee Jim's ghost started showing his appearance at the site, haunting it. His footsteps could be heard trotting around the house. Not only him, but the other specter, like the Whaley couple, a young girl, and even the family dog, who were also rumored to make an appearance in this house from beyond their grave. This house was officially classified as haunted by the U.S. Commerce Department in 1960s. Number 9. House of Death, New York City, New York. A village in New York, Greenwich Village is known to have one of the most worldwide desired real estate except a brownstone on West 10th Street. The house is known as House of Death. It is haunted by approximately 22 people who lived or died within the walls of this townhouse, including the ghost of a 6-year-old girl who was tormented to death by her own adopted father. And at number 10, Winchester Mystery House, San Jose, California. The beautiful Victorian mansion in San Jose, California is said to be haunted by spirits who were once killed by a Winchester plunder. The legend says that since there were a lot of ghosts, the heir to the house, Sarah Winchester, started adding rooms to the house to create more room for the dead. She didn't only add rooms, but created a labyrinth finished with halls that led to absolutely nowhere, sloping floors, cut-off staircases, and a rabbit burrow of chambers. The house has approximately 2,000 doors, 10,000 windows, 40 staircases, 47 fireplaces, 9 kitchens, and 13 bathrooms. The ghosts are said to still live there peacefully, but we can't deny that the place is haunted.